You need 100 new creatives now for every campaign. No. Have you been hearing that? Not true. So what is it? What's going on? Have you heard you need so many new creative? If you're wondering what that means, how much you need, and does it apply to you and your business, stick around. This video is for you. You've probably heard about Andromeda in the Meta Ads update. It's not new anymore, but for a lot of you, it might still seem new. And a lot of us are still getting used to it because things have changed significantly from where we were before. And maybe you remember the days where you used to be able to post a campaign with one creative and set it and forget it. Those were the good old days, but things are different now. And Meta is asking for volume and variety. So let's break it down. Let's start with variety. You need to have a little bit of variation in your ad creative because you have different people that are attracted to your brand or your product or your service. You might have the same ideal client, but that doesn't mean that they like to absorb and look at content the same way. Some people like videos, some people don't. I don't, which is funny because when I Google something and a video pops up, I'm like, ugh. So I like to read my content. So you're going to want to have a variety of content types, a video, and that could be a talking head, vertical video like a reel. It could be B-roll video with text on screen. And you want to have a static image, the photo, an image of if you're in e-commerce of your products, and a carousel. So a carousel, 3 to 10 slides that tell a story, and those are doing really great right now. So that's 3 different right there. If you post organically, you probably have noticed and paid attention to what's working well organically. Find your winning message. So let's say you posted something on Facebook and it did really well. People were liking, commenting, whatever it was that pertains to what you are trying to promote in your ad. So you have that winning message or that winning image. Now take that same image and do a video, a talking head video about it. Talk about whatever it was. For example, if your image was, did you know that Meta has updated their way that they're sending ads to people? That could be my image. Well, what if that did really well? Great. So now I'm going to take that same messaging and I'm going to create a reel about it. Hey, did you know that Meta? And I'll talk. Then I could turn it into a carousel post. So you see where yes, it's a variety, but now I'm able to increase the volume as well. So we don't want you to get overwhelmed with this. Just chunk it down, take a winning message, and then find your different ways that you can use that message in a testimonial, in a carousel, in a talking head, maybe a longer form video. And that does a few things. Catches different types of people, like we talked about. It gives the algorithm time to test, to find the people, and to see what they like and resonate with most. Makes your brand look alive and not dusty. So, wow, look at now you don't just have your static image or your quote or whatever you were doing that was old fashioned because you've been forced to update your content, which is not a bad thing, right? So let's talk about the reality of how much volume you actually need. You're going to always go with at least 3 to 6, and this is budget related. If you are in the smaller budget, under $50 a day. And you can go back and watch a previous video where I talk about this. But if you're on a smaller budget, you're good with probably six ads. If you end up going higher in your budget, you're going to need to add more. Now, if your budget is small, let's say $5 a day or $10 a day, you're not going to have enough money in your account or your daily ad spend for Meta to show your ads to people. So you're not going to need that much. And if the budget part of ads is confusing or seems scary, you can grab my ad budget killers cheat sheet. It's in the description. So now, once you've got your formats in place, I would start with just the usual. Have your variety of the 3 to 6 types you're going to have. Find a winning message, implement that into all 6. So different ways, but same message. Then go over your different pain points of your ideal clients. Maybe you have different personas. Solopreneurs who have been trying to do their own ads and they're just tired of it and they don't want to do it anymore. So they want to outsource it. So I have that as a persona. I might also have a person, but they want to learn how to do ads themselves. They don't want to hand it off to someone. They want to learn. So then I have that persona. And then I have maybe someone who wants to meet me in the middle. Maybe they want to hand it off to someone, but they want to tag along and see the process. So then eventually they could take over. So you could take those same creative variety that you started with, the carousel, the talking head, the static image, and now plug in messaging for each persona. So you see how it's not as daunting as it might seem. You are not every day, every moment going into Canva and saying, oh my gosh, I have to come up with 20 new ads today. You don't. And the good thing is once you get your initial campaign going and you have your 4 to 6 in there, you don't have to add 4 to 6 every day. I would update it and keep feeding it 1 to 2 a week, 1 to 2 a day. Again, budget dependent. So you don't know anything until you try and you test and then you look at your numbers and then you iterate and you just start again. You just keep trying and looking at your numbers, and that's all we can all do. Marketing and ads, it's all about testing. And this is the other piece where meta ads used to be all about targeting, where we would go in and just detail after detail. Oh, they shop at Nordstrom, they shop at Target, they're in the highest income bracket, but they don't have kids or they're empty nesters. We went in and we just piled everything on there and we were trying to narrow in to just that one specific person, right? So detailed. And now it's your creative. It's your different personas, your different messaging, your different angles, your different creative. And that's how Meta is finding your ideal client now without the detailed targeting. So you're probably wondering, well, how do I know when the ad is bad? How do I know when it's time to turn it off? Well, stick around because that's coming up in a different video.